We are Chaos Divers, a sonar search and recovery dive team who navigates the waters with the hopes of providing answers to the families and loved ones of the missing. With the love and support from all of you, as well as the backing of law enforcement and first responders, we've been able to assist families nationwide. To learn more how you can help us on our journey, please check out the description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.
Already dismissed that like 3 times.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate it. Excuse the way I look. I've been changing oil and putting together things for my dad's the bed in there, the hospital bed and stuff. So welcome. Can everybody hear us okay? See us okay? There's 35 of you guys in here. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, the Aqua Adventurer. Hi, Sue. Hi, Sharon McFowle. Is that foul or fall? AUL. McFall. Melissa Reed. Thank you, B. Jones. Good to go. Hello, Kilo 19. Kathy Sellers. All right. Guys, we have nothing on the agenda. This is kind of the calm before the storm. If you guys haven't checked out the Facebook, you guys seen that, you know, we've been able to spend some time with the family and just kind of relax and be smooth riding for the next week. Here on Wednesday, as you guys, some of you guys know, some of you guys don't know, we're going to have Lee from the Aqua Adventurer. We're going to pick him up. He's from Northern Ireland. He is an instructor over there for diving. He's going to be a huge asset. I'm going to love to be able to dive with him. Hopefully, Lindsay will be able to dive with the water temperatures. And I think we'll have a good time. Be able to help out. I think, how many cases do we have to work this trip? I'm going to say five. She's
9.
9.
Well, that's including the boat.
The boat? Oh, the places we're going. All right. Here in a little bit.
8 cases.
Okay. Here in a little bit, we'll speak about what we're going to be doing on that. But this is just a complete no agenda live stream. We want to say hi to you guys. Lacey upset to not watch you guys. They're working fish fry, and her pap is in the hospital. My dad. Sorry to hear about that. Hope he gets better. Hello. It's been a minute. Did a big move and getting all settled in. Time to get back into missing person cases. How's everyone? Dre Lynn, thank you so much, and I hope your move was successful. Hello, Thomas. Hello, Jeff. Lee Goodwin, his channel's up there. Check him out. So, yeah, how's everybody going? How's everybody doing? They know some people found in Connecticut. Check your cases in Connecticut. Okay.
I think we only have 1 there.
In Connecticut? Okay, we will. We'll check it out.
Yeah, that was the Todd case. We were with Todd.
When you get in a fight? Oh, yeah, that case. Ha. Y'all don't know, and it's long gone now. I didn't want to broadcast it, but there was a I don't know how you would put it.
There was an incident.
Oh yeah, there was an incident, and me and Todd and Lindsay took care of it. Is this a pushing match? It wasn't our fault. Altercation. There you go, Alan, man. There you go. Yeah, it was bad. It wasn't against me and Todd, but me and Todd took care of it. So, and it wasn't our fault, so we didn't get in trouble. It was just a little bit of misunderstanding, and he didn't heed the warning. And
Okay. Move on.
What? I don't care. Anyway, sorry to hear about your family's illness. It's actually me, Chris, been talking with Lindsay, some of the cases here in Canada, and yes, it's about to get time back into the swing of things. Cool. It was a knockout, drag-out fight between two drunk hillbillies. No, it wasn't.
There was no drinking.
Yeah, there was no drinking involved. But you can definitely tell Todd has a mouth on him, doesn't he? He got me in trouble.
And we're still moving on.
Whatever. All right. I really don't know what to talk about, Lindsay. I really don't. We don't have anything to open up.
I thought you said we're going to talk about.
Oh, we're going to talk about the cases.
Like more detail because we've just listed them up to this time.
Okay. Yes. I'm going to let Lindsay talk about the cases that we're fixing to go on and a little bit more into depth of where we're going to be and how we're going to do things. I do know that Aqua Adventurer is going to be with us. She's going to talk about how long he's going to be with us, stuff like that. Can't wait to meet him and visit with him. I don't know how that combined together, but I created a new word. I'm going to shut up now and let her talk.
Corey Johnson's asking you a question.
Did you get Britain's little buddy fixed? I did. I somehow calibrated it, shut it off, and then did it in reverse, and then finally it just started working. I don't know how I did it. But it has reverse and it has drive. So I told him, I said, let's just let it be. Okay, so you want me to read it?
Yeah, you're going to talk about them.
I can't read your writing. Actually, I'm going to tell you right now. So we're going to talk about this, right? I just want to showcase Lindsay's handwriting. Look how well.
Very good on the iPad.
But that's on the iPad.
Yeah, I'm saying it's not very good handwriting on the iPad.
I don't know if you guys can see that. If it's hopefully it's in the correct way. It's probably in reverse. But she has got some darn good handwriting. You need a good mechanic. I know a guy. Just needs recalibrated, then it happens. Okay. I'm looking forward to visit you guys. Yeah. Yeah, it's really good handwriting. So you're not going to talk about it? You're going to make me do this?
A little bit about it.
Yeah. Look how cute this is, guys. So whenever I'm out on a case, I get to hold this little cute
You don't even have to hold it. The reason that we have this one is because it actually has a really long strap that goes on it. And so, like, I can carry it around with me when we're using the little buddy.
What font is that?
It is whatever.
The Lindsay font.
Oh, yeah. So as you guys know, so we start Wednesday. We pick up Lee from the airport. I believe he lands at 6:50. So by the time we actually get out of there, I'm guessing it'll be 7:30 or so. I don't know.
He's going to 6:30. His butt better be in that RV or we're leaving him.
So his plane doesn't land until 6:50. So I'm not sure how he's going to be in the RV at 6:30. But I'm guessing, I mean, it's a very, very small airport. It's just a hopper flight. But by the time like we actually, get him, he gets his luggage, we get in the RV and we get a little bit situated. I'm going to say, 30 minutes, 40 minutes by the time we get all of it done and situated. From there, we are getting straight on the road. We are headed first to, I believe it's called Ponca City, Oklahoma, which is on Call Lake. And for that, we're searching for what?
You forgot that one on here.
Oh, I didn't think we needed case information for a boat.
I wonder if can I take this and start writing on here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna screw up.
I can undo everything that you do.
Okay.
So we're searching for plum bananas. Again, you guys know that, searching for a boat isn't something that we would typically do. However, this one definitely kind of tugged at our heartstrings a little bit, in the sense that this wasn't just a boat. This was like a family project. Like this brought together 3 generations, father, son, grandson. Donnie actually had to sell the boat several years ago before he even met his wife. When he and his wife got married, she had only seen one picture of this boat. And it wasn't, I don't even think it was like, I don't remember if it was a full picture of the boat, but she had only seen one picture of the boat. And she tracked this boat down all the way to, was it Minnesota, I believe, from Oklahoma, tracked this boat down using, what she could find, and purchased it back for Donnie, because this is something he had talked about long after they had to sell it. He got home from work one day, and she said, "You and your dad need to pack a bag. You need to get on the road." He's like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "You guys are going north. You're going to Minnesota." And he was like, "What are you even talking about?" She's like, "Oh, I found your boat. I bought it back for you." So before it was Donnie and his dad that worked on it. Now it's, his dad and now his children. So again, it's this multi-generational project that has brought together a whole entire family. So if we can help, we want to be able to. I know Jacob grew up on the water, in a boat with his dad. I grew up on the water in a boat with, my dad, my grandparents. So again, it's one of those things that wouldn't normally be what we would do, but we're going to. We searched for it one other time, correct? And then
one other time. I was thinking
Eric,
we did it twice, but it was once.
I think we went out there for a couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Eric dove once.
2 times.
Was it? Did you dive twice?
Yeah, because he had to go get his dives for his phone.
But he only dove for the boat once. And then from there, so we did have to switch our route around. We want to make sure that we're able to utilize Lee to the full capacity and his diving skills and that kind of thing. So we switched some things around. But so from Ponca City, we go to Muskogee, Oklahoma, and that's where we will search for Larry Don Bell. Larry went missing 2010?
2020.
Oh, in 2010. Okay. I couldn't remember. I was kidding. So Larry went missing on, well, if you want to talk, you can talk.
I thought I was talking anyway. First of all, I do want to say hi to DC Dave. I haven't seen him in a long time, and he caught a lure. He caught a fish on the lure that I made him on. Okay.
I caught a fish one time on it was my very first.
Oh, I thought you were going to smack me.
Very first bass I had ever caught, and I caught it on one of Jacob's triple threats. He was like, "Here, Lindsay, you can have this. I'll go ahead and put it on your pole for you right now." Caught my first bass. I was so proud of myself. And then Jacob turned around, took that lure, and gave it away.
I gave it to a kid.
Gave it away. No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't. You gave it to Handsome Rob.
Well, did I give it? No,
yeah.
He wouldn't have taken it.
Yeah, you did. I promise.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I caught one. Okay, go ahead.
You can do it. Forgive me. I am not a public speaker. Lindsay is really good at it, and I don't want to screw things up.
But I can't do it while you're clicking on everything.
Oh, you can too.
No, I can't.
Whatever.
So from there, we go to Larry Don Bell's case in Muskogee, Oklahoma. Larry went missing June 14th of 2020 in a 2010 Chevy Silverado. Larry did have, he was suffering from dementia. He was missing a lung, and then he also did not do well in the heat at all. So June, it's getting warmer out. He has left the home before without warning, but always came back. I mean, there were times where he'd be gone for a day or so, but he always came back. He was supposed to be going and looking for, he's going to look at a motor. He had driven in the past, like about 2 hours away just to look at tires. So again, this wasn't necessarily uncommon for him. But he was only supposed to be going about 10 minutes from his home. So with that, we do have, he left around 10 o'clock that night, which I'm not sure if that was standard for him. But again, it wasn't uncommon for him to leave without telling anyone and be gone for, a day, 2 days. I just don't know if the time of like him leaving at night, I'm not sure if that was a common occurrence for him. He was supposed to be going to look at a motor. So with that one, we do have the Arkansas River. We have Eufaula Lake. We have 10 Killer Lake. Now, 10 Killer Lake also overlaps another one of our cases. So we'll probably search 10 Killer at a later point and use this time. Anybody who's familiar with that area, Eufaula Lake is ridiculously big. Is it not? I'm talking to myself.
I was trying to imagine how big Eufaula Lake is. I was thinking in my head. Yeah, it's probably one of the largest lakes in the United States.
I know
larger. I'm not saying the largest, so don't hack me on that. But it's one of the largest lakes.
I know we searched like a very, very tiny portion of it once before a few years ago. Not for this case. It was for something else. But I would say I do remember it being ridiculously big. So a lot of shoreline, a lot of access points, a lot of boat ramps around Eufaula. So I'm assuming it's going to take probably 2 days just to do Eufaula Lake alone.
Oh, it's going to be probably way more than that. And until I look at the GPS and see the levels of the lake, if it's pretty clear of a lake, I don't know. I don't remember the Lake Eufaula, but I'm pretty sure that we're not going to do the 2-foot water. We're going to.
Yeah. I do know that Lake Eufaula Lake's like 30-ish minutes from his house, depending on where you're going at on Eufaula Lake. Again, there's the Arkansas River, 10 Killer. There's also Robert S. Kerr Reservoir. I'd like to be able to search that as well while we're out there, at least Eufaula and the reservoir. And then, like I said, 10 Killer overlaps with another one of our cases. 10 Killer has been searched by Tammy and Dennis. However, not since he went missing. So when Tammy and Dennis searched it, it was for Stephen Adams, which is a case that we're going back to. We've searched for Stephen once before in Fort Smith. But so Tammy and Dennis have searched 10 Killer for other cases, but Larry went missing after they searched it. So that's why we want to make sure that we'll search 10 Killer for Larry and for any cases after, but it wouldn't be necessarily for Stephen Adams. After that, so again, we did switch our route.
2,099,000 acres.
I remember when we were out there last time talking about how
maximum depth is death. I cannot speak today. Maximum depth is 87 feet. That's awesome.
I know when we searched it, we were in like 2-foot, 3-foot water. We were in your dad's boat and we were bogging it down. So again, we did switch around our route a little bit and being able to, utilize Lee and his skills in the best possible way. So we were going to go from Muskogee to Fort Smith to Little Rock, but now we're going to actually transverse Fort Smith and Little Rock. So we're going to go from Muskogee to Little Rock, backtrack a little bit to go back to Fort Smith, but we want to be able, Lee's also leaving from Little Rock. So we would have had to leave Fort Smith, drive 2 hours to Little Rock, to turn around and drive right back to Fort Smith to finish a few days and then go back to Little Rock. So this, even though we're backtracking, it's still shorter, I guess, in a sense. So we actually have 4 cases in Little Rock, between Little Rock and North Little Rock. The only difference is one's on the north side of the river, and obviously Little Rock's on the south side of the river. So we have Terkessa Wallace. Terkessa went missing from North Little Rock in January of 2014. She was actually lifelong friends with a girl named Burnett, who actually went missing 5 days prior to Terkessa going missing. Terkessa dropped off her 5-year-old son and then disappeared. Again, Terkessa went missing January 10th of 2014. In December of 2015, one of Shaquania's appendages, one of her limbs, was actually caught at the Big Dam Bridge in Little Rock in a fisherman's net. They were able to, I guess, through DNA and that kind of thing, determine that it was Shaquania. Nothing else was ever found of Shaquania or Terkessa. Later on, detectives looked into this case again and realized that Terkessa and Shaquania's cell phones were pinging off the same exact tower, assuming that, kind of puts them together. We also have the case of Patrice Lene Smith. She went missing in Little Rock. She went missing 2 years prior to Terkessa. She went missing March 24th of 2012. She left her sister's house at around 11:30 at night with her boyfriend, Michael. On March 28th, 4 days later, after Patrice went missing, 4 days later, Michael's mom reported him missing because he missed a court date. That court date was actually for charges against him for kidnapping and assaulting Patrice a month earlier. About 5 months later, Michael showed back up to his apartment, but his Ford Explorer was never seen again. And that's what Patrice left with that night when she left her sister's house with Michael. They left in his Ford Explorer. However, his Ford Explorer has never showed up when he came back. It did not. Michael is a psychologically diagnosed sociopath. He did 5 years in prison or jail for those charges against Patrice. He is now currently, from what I understand, back in jail for a stabbing incident in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Patrice's cell phone, again, as these detectives went back and looked at her case, her cell phone was actually pinging right off the Arkansas River. So, again, back on the Arkansas River for those two cases, all 4 cases. When we were there previously, we searched for Cheryl Cottrell. You guys may remember, I'm not sure. This was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago. We were able to bring Thomas Thornton home. The very next day, we were able to bring Samantha Hopper and her 2-year-old daughter, Courtney Holt, home. And then right after that, the next day is when we were in Little Rock. At that time, we were focused on a few different cases, but Cheryl's was one of them. Cheryl went missing October 10th of 2002. She was last seen in Little Rock. I believe, if I remember correctly, I can't find this information, but if I remember correctly, Cheryl had just lost her job that day. When her husband got home, he found a note from her stating that she had loved him and for him to look for her in the river. So we are, here we are, 3.5, 4 years more experience than we had previously. So in searching for the other 2 missing women, we're going to be searching for Cheryl again. We'll actually be returning to, I know one of the boat ramps that we searched before. We've got 4 more years of experience under our belt. So we would be doing a disservice to these families by not going back and rechecking locations. The other one would be Brian Graves. Now, Brian Graves is actually missing from Sheridan, which is about 30 minutes outside of Little Rock, but he was last seen en route on November 18th of 2004. He was last seen en route to Little Rock to have to have dinner with his family, his ex-wife and his children. I don't believe, I can't find it anywhere. I don't believe he made it to dinner. So somewhere between those two, he disappeared. Now, all 4 of them, obviously the Arkansas River, Lake Maumelle, there's Burns Victory Lake, there's Little Horseshoe, and Lake Conway. And I know Shelly and I spoke the other day, and in Shelly fashion, she's amazing, has gone through and marked a bunch of additional locations for us to search to for those.
That was the biggest fly I've ever seen in my life.
And then backtracking to Fort Smith, Arkansas, we are going for Stephen Adams. We were looking at the case of Justin Baker. I don't know how much assistance we can offer in that one, knowing now that his Jeep has been, not his Jeep, the Jeep that he was in that night, that was, that had gone in the river with the 2 other people that he was with, that has been located. So I don't know how much assistance we're going to be. I know we've had so many people reach out to us about Justin Baker's case, but we are coming to search for some, for Stephen Adams, but I don't want anything to get misconstrued. We're not a team to give a family false hope. If we can't help you, we're just going to tell you we can't help you. And I do feel like with Justin's case, we would not be,
we would do the family and the family an injustice
until we get an asset to them.
Until we get the proper equipment. In my mind, I don't think I'm capable of finding it on the sonar.
And then, so we'll spend a few days in Fort Smith. In Fort Smith, we'll be working with OSBI, which is the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigations, and Revamp, which is Remember Every Victim and Missing Person. They're a great organization that helps, get missing, their faces and their names out there. And they help with the family, and they help the family get the services and stuff that they need. And then after that, we actually will go down to Monticello, Arkansas, spend, I think, a day or so with the guys at Sea Arc. We want to go over, talk to them. We want to just kind of like recap everything that we've done in the last year, because we've had this boat now almost exactly a year, or just over a year. We got it in April of 2024. So we just kind of want to go over them, make sure that while they don't have any expectations of us except for to use their boat, we still want to make sure that they feel that we're showcasing them, and that, we're making them proud, essentially. So we're going to spend some time with them, just kind of, again, go over the last year since we've got the boat, and then kind of look at the next year going forward, what our next year looks like. And then, start the process of the next, what comes next for us after next year in April. And then our last case is in Howardville, or New Madrid, Missouri, of Barbara Stauffer. Barbara went missing on August 20th of 2013. She went missing in a 1997 Volvo, so it's an older car. Now I think there's about 5 witnesses who have said that they saw her driving from New Madrid to Parma. I want to say that there was 1 or 2 of those witnesses where it couldn't be verified, but then there were 3 that were like, oh yeah, we could verify these. I believe that they even listed a route for her, which would have been Main Street to 61 to 62 to 153, and then last seen on Highway D in Parma. We're gonna look that way, but we're also gonna make sure that we search in New Madrid, around that area. Barbara had, I'm not sure how long from the time of her disappearance this had happened, but she actually had to be, Barbara loved to go watch the river, right? That was like one of her favorite things. She did it every day for several hours. And there was a point in time where she had actually, either on the boat ramp or just off the boat ramp, or off of like a parking area, she had actually went over that and got her car stuck on rocks down at on the shoreline of the river. She actually had to be towed out. So again, it was, an accident, but this is another case that Tammy and Dennis had searched on, but Dennis would tell us to redo it. So we're going to. With that one, there's also, I think it's called Blue Basin Reelfoot State Park. We want to check that area. They actually just pulled a car out of Blue Basin. When was that? It was a couple months ago that we talked about it. So if there's one car in there, there's a chance that we may be able to find Barbara in there as well. Again, this is another case that Team Waters had searched, but Dennis would tell us to go redo it. So we're going to do that. Lee will be with us while we are in the 2 cases in Oklahoma, and then he will be with us in Little Rock. Lee will have to, unfortunately, go home. While I'm sure Jacob would love to keep him, I know his wife and his children will want him home. So we will be sad that he has to go back, but I already know that we're going to be super thrilled that he was here in the first place. From there, we actually will have Britton with us in Fort.
I forgot about Britton.
That's awesome.
God, I forgot that we decided that he was going to go.
We will have Britton with us in Fort Smith for those few days while we're in Fort Smith.
He said, keep me.
I'm pretty sure your family's going to want you home. Britton will be joining us in Fort Smith for those few days, and then Britton will actually be heading back. He will be coming out to meet us. Whoa.
Don't you worry. I got this.
I don't think you do. That's why I don't like this.
Whatever.
He will be with us in Fort Smith for those few days. He is coming out to meet us after his sister graduates from college, but before Colston's college graduation. So super excited to have the boys with us. I always love when they're able to join us. It's just always.
He's going to be like, what, 4 days?
Yeah,
5
I
days?
think so. I know when the boys are with us, it's so weird to say, but it's always a good time, right? This job is very emotional and physically daunting. And, there's this roller coaster of emotions that you go through, finding somebody and not finding someone. But when the boys are with us, like when we're on the boat, like, and I'm like, or not me, Jacob is like, all right, Britt, got in a car, let's go. Like Britton's ready to go, right? He's all business when it comes to doing this. But at the same time, like we can go back to the RV at night and just relax and, kind of be ourselves. And when the boys are with us, it just always makes it so much better.
I do love to pick on Britton.
And then after that, they have to leave us. Again, we go down to Monticello for a day or so. And then when we go to Howardville, Missouri, we actually will have the amazing Mike McFaren joining us again. He will be with us. Sorry. Jacob's playing you guys a video.
No, you can talk.
Do you think you should explain that though?
No. Keep on talking.
No, I'm saying explain the video.
When you were talking about him, that's explained. That's who he is. That's Mike McFaren, the baddest.
I think most of you should probably know Mike McFaren because he was with us on 2 recoveries. Obviously, the last one being Karen Sheepers. But Jacob desperately wants to show you guys all this video. Hey, you have to explain the video.
I don't have to explain it.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
So I'm going to explain the video for you guys. So in that video was made in Omaha, Nebraska. That is on the Missouri River. The Missouri River is one of the only rivers, I believe, is not dammed. So it is a constant, vicious flow. That day, you can play it now.
Thanks.
I wanted you to explain, this isn't just Mike diving into water. This is Mike jumping onto a buoy, going down immediately in current that was that day, at that moment, 48,000 CFS. That's cubic feet per second. Mike had already attempted the day before, ripped all of the skin off of his hands, just trying to get the rope and pull himself down. So we went back to, where were we staying? Cracker Barrel?
Yep.
Yeah, Cracker Barrel. There was a ridiculous storm that night. And we got one of the ropes that we were going to mark the car with, and we tied knots in it every 3 feet, I think, or so. So that way, when we hooked onto that car, Mike had something to hold on to, because what was happening is that river was moving so quickly, and as skilled as Mike is, it was just completely ripping him off. So he was trying to hold on to that rope. So putting those knots in there gave him kind of a grip point to hold on to.
Your mom wishes she can hear an explanation.
Yeah, because you just started playing a video, but you didn't tell anybody what it is about.
Could you all hear her when she was when the video was playing?
That's why she said that's why.
Yeah, see, Bill, see?
Yeah, but you just started playing a video but didn't say anything, is what I was saying.
Mike McFaren is like a Navy SEAL. Yes, okay. See, Allie said that we can hear, so we're good.
Yeah, everybody could hear, but I'm saying you just started playing a video with no explanation of what the video was.
You're right. I'm wrong.
Well, I'm glad we.
You want me to hear that? You want me to say that again?
Oh no, I hear it enough. But so we tied knots into the rope so that way Mike could use the rope to get down. So we had tried to get him on the buoy 2-3 times prior to that.
Yeah.
But the current again was moving so quickly that Mike, as soon as he got in the water, like he didn't have time to do anything, and the current had already taken him past the buoy. We dropped him off way, way, way up from the buoy, and he still didn't even have time to navigate left or right a little bit to be able to get to the buoy to drop down on it. So eventually Mike said, just pull me up to it. And Jacob did. And Mike dropped in on the buoy, grabbed on, and went all the way down the line. It's probably one of the craziest things I've seen. I do know that Mike said it was the fastest current that he's ever dove in. So for Mike to say that, that's a lot.
I'm not going to lie. There was a part of me that didn't think I could get that boat up to that buoy, because you had a cross current coming in. You had this little eddy over here. And once you cross that line, you had to keep it a little bit straight and then try to go over to get him positioned right. And yes, this is a shout out to Sea Ark, but that Sea Ark boat went whoop. I was like, wow, any other boat, I couldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But so Mike will be with us again. You guys may remember Mike from when we went to Louisville and searched for Mo. He was with us on that recovery. And then again, he was with us on this most recent case of Karen Sheepers. He was the diver who, oh, look, there you are. I just did a U to point you out.
A squirrel?
Yeah, just sitting on the fence post, just looking at you. I just pulled the U.
Squirrel.
But with an actual squirrel. And then Mike's, we met Mike through when we were in Washington, Missouri, searching for Kenny Loudermilk, the missing paraglider. He was with us not the first day. He was it the second or third day that we were there? When did he come out with us?
Mike?
Yeah. Second or third day that we were there searching for Kenny. It wasn't the first day.
No, it was like second or third.
Yeah.
They had the Missouri dive team.
Yeah. So Mike
Mid-Missouri.
is part of the Mid-Missouri Sheriff's dive team. So that's how we met Mike. He was one of the divers. He was on our boat. And since then, he is a glutton for punishment and comes whenever Jacob calls and says, hey, buddy, what are you doing? You want to come dive? And Mike's like, let's go. Let's do it. But no, Mike truly is. So we've got three groups, but we have 4 amazing people joining us on this trip. We do get the privilege of having Lee with us for about 10 days. We have Britton and Colston who will get to be with us for about 4 days.
8 days with Lee, because he has to get on the train early because he's got a 14-hour trip. So we have him for 8 days.
Is it?
Yeah.
32. That's 10.
He has to be on the train when?
On the 2nd.
We have him for 10 days. Whatever.
I was pretty sure it was 10 days.
No, we have not found the paraglider.
We haven't even, we've talked about going back over. We just haven't. But we talked about like when we go over, we want to go. What are they? There's like a horseshoe bend in the river, like way, way, way up, that we talked about going. Like that would be our next
Downriver.
what?
Downriver. You said up.
It's this way, so that's up.
Technically that way.
It's north of where he went in at.
Why would we go north of where he went in at?
Because you said that's the way the river goes.
No, you go south.
If I pull up a dang old map and I show you
The flow of the river, whatever is downstream from that, I think it's west actually, or east actually.
Oh, Ow! You're making me drop my phone.
All right. So I've always told you guys I'm transparent with you. Always have been, always will be.
So look, this is where he went in at, right?
East of that, downstream will be.
But north.
It does go up. It does go north.
North.
That's
north.
Yes, it goes northeast. It does.
So that's what I said. Up from where he went in.
He can't show up early because we don't have his things.
What things? Who's things?
Crazy AZ. Wow. Yeah, actually, I do. Remember that? Remember him?
Yeah, isn't that the one?
Crazy
that
ad? Yeah.
Yeah, that you. There's a live stream where you were like, "Oh my gosh, I just realized what your name was." I remember that, and that was a long time ago. That was before you. I think that was when I was watching old videos. I remember that.
Yeah, Kyle, we did get the stuff for Lee. When we have Lee with us, we're going to let him open it on live stream. So, any plans on Joshua Can too? He did contact us, and he was trying to figure out when and where we're going to be. Also, Doug did the same. And yeah, I'm just gonna say it. I've always been transparent with you guys. Sam the Adventure Man also has contacted us and seen when we're going to be, where, and how. Oh, he was talking to Lindsay. Crazy AZ.
Well,
hello. Yeah, I know. I wish we could find
he said, just kidding.
The paraglider. I know. I thought that squirrel tried to come in here.
Listen, I'm not above fighting a squirrel. I have on my stretchy pants today, so I can use my ninja skills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people miss Sam the Adventure Man.
He's been posting a lot lately, which has been really awesome to see.
He is making a comeback. So you guys need to check him out. Tell him we love him. He feels like he wants to get back into the swing of things before he just out and goes. So, but no, I was going to tell you guys. So yes, you do see in the pinned comments about the GoFundMe. We do have the GoFundMe still up. It's still available if you guys want to help out. We're going to be comfortable on this trip. We went up and met with the families of Karen Sheepers yesterday. We had a wonderful meeting, meeting everyone there. The donations from Elgin Police Department and the commissioner over there, they were just amazing. Everything was great. And so that's going to help out. And, you know, the GoFundMe now I think is up to around $1,000. So that's amazing. Thank you guys so much. If you guys still want to help throughout the live stream or throughout the trip, I think you said 1,400 miles is what we're going to be traveling. That's just here and there throughout. If you guys want to throw in some stuff because we're going to take Lee and do a couple things. We're going to take him to Buc-ee's. 283, 123, 20. Oh, okay. 27 hours and 13 minutes of travel time. Total driving distance is 1,750 miles. Now that's just travel to get us there and back. That's not there back to the boat ramp. That's not all that, plus the gas and all that. Yes, we will be comfortable, hopefully, with everything that we've got going on. Knock on wood. I just got the oil change in the RV. Everything went well with the oil change. I got to put some rear end fluid in. I got to put some brake fluid in.
Yeah, my dad's gonna.
I'm not worried about your dad. I got him kicked.
Oh, okay. Oh, you do? You're not worried about your dad?
I'm doing what he wants me to do.
You're not worried? I'm pretty sure my dad's still on here.
I know he is. Let me know if you walk through any fields so I can stalk Lindsay with coyote decoys.
I wasn't scared of the coyote decoy. I just didn't realize it was a decoy at all.
I did change the air filter. Thank you, Jennifer. I did. I changed that out. Somebody said, get him, Dad. You better listen to Lindsay's dad. I am. I usually do. I try.
Isn't that what, that's not what you said this weekend? Or yesterday when we were driving, you said, I ain't worried about your dad. I don't care what he says. Isn't that what you told me?
Bite my fingernail because it hurts.
Stop. That's icky. Look at how dirty these are.
I've been working.
Yeah, so don't put them in your mouth.
Okay. Guys, other than that, that's what we got. I was going to tell, I was squirrel moment again. We're going to take Lee to the Buc-ee's, and then I know I'm going to try to take him to Cabela's. He's never had hibachi. I asked him, I said, you guys ever had hibachi? Because when we took my son and her son and, well, the whole family, when we took the whole family for Keegan's birthday, I sent him a picture. I said, do you guys have hibachi? He goes, or anywhere where you can watch people like cook your food? He goes, yeah, McDonald's. So I'm like, okay. So we may hit up a hibachi grill. That's probably going to be one of our last dinners type deal. Because hibachi is kind of expensive. But I think it'll be worth it to see.
I think it'll be a cool experience.
I think it'll be a cool experience for Lee. And I want to show him the best time we can, other than just keep working his butt off and diving. We can't take him to a Waffle House. No Waffle Houses.
We can take him to an IHOP.
You bicker like you're married. Love it. Keep up the great.
We fight all the time.
Cabela's in Little Rock. That pyramid one, whatever's in there.
The pyramid one's in Memphis.
We call it Patonkiaki.
And then, somebody had asked a question earlier. Like, are we going to come back to Illinois to continue to search for others? So Jacob and I we live in Illinois. But we actually do have 2 cases that we're going to come work this summer up north. One of them is a case that we've worked previously, and then one would be a new case for us, not a new case by any means, but a new case for us. So when we take our trip this summer, Ohio, New York, Canada, Michigan, when we come out of Michigan, we're going to kind of swoop down around Lake Michigan, go back into Chicago for a quick minute. And then the one of Donald Stofko in Linwood. There's one spot that we did not get to search with Tammy and Dennis. There was one pond, and it's behind the VFW or the Legion or the Elks or the Moose or something. It's one of the clubs up there that Dennis never got the opportunity to search before he passed. So we want to make sure that we can get up there and get that done.
That's fine, Thunder Horse.
The last time we were there, it was over like Labor Day weekend. So we were unable to get back there because they had an event going on. I don't remember if it's a Legion or an Elks or a Moose Club or whatever it was, but they had an event. So we could not get back there to do that pond because we didn't want to disrupt their event. We didn't want to take up, parking, anything like that, especially if they're going to be gracious enough to allow us.
Yeah, like I said, I'll take them to the take him to hibachi, and I mean, you know, that's gonna be cool. But if your dude is from Ireland, take him to get some barbecue. We are gonna take it. So Lee's bringing over a whole bunch of Irish candy, and then, yeah, that's fine. Thunder Horse, he can. So in return, he's not gonna be able to fit in his dry suit on the 5th day that we're here. So
we can fit 4, 5, 6, 7.
yeah, 7
We
people.
have bunks in the back that can fit 4. We have the pull-out couch. We have the table that folds down, and then we have the pull-out bed underneath the table. So we can fit 7.
Plus, I also, if really need be, I've got an air mattress and a tent that we can put outside the RV.
Make Lee rough it. We have had Jacob, myself, Eric, Corey, Britton, and Colston. We've had 6 in there before. So we've been able to make it work. It's kind of a pain in the butt, like when you have to put everything away in the morning and get it all back out at night, but it's not uncomfortable. It's just kind of like an extra, 5-10 minutes in the morning. So
We got a new dog. His name's Mavic.
yes, Maverick is going to come with us.
No, he said Mavic.
I really, truly, I mean, I know Lee says that he's an animal lover, but I really, really, truly hope that he is an animal lover, because Maverick sleeps with his face right here on your face, or he has to be touching you.
He doesn't know bubble space.
Yeah. Like at night, like I'll wake up and like he's got like a paw across like my throat, and like his other paw is in my ribs. And if I roll over, he gets up, does a couple circles, and then comes and like lays back down. Like he has to be like he has to be touching you at night.
Curtis texted you. It's Curtis Bowman. It's crazy as AZ. You didn't realize that?
No, because that was not his thing. Aww. I love Curtis. Curtis was my bestie on these chats for a very, very long time. I just remember that live stream. Oh no, there's no personal space just with Maddie in general. I just remember that live stream with Curtis, like it was years and years and years ago, where you were like, realize what his name was. I just remember that. I will always remember Curtis.
Oh, Jesus.
Curtis was my bestie. And then, but yeah, so I really just, has Maverick accidentally entered the water? So Maverick hates the water, shower, rain, lake, river, puddles. Maverick absolutely hates the water. And we were in, I remember we were searching on a case, and there was a log going right across the middle of the river, and Jacob had nudged up to it to push it along. And Maverick thought that we had nosed up to shore. Maverick jumped out of the boat onto the log, slipped off the log, and just freaked right out. He can swim. He's a Labradoodle. He's a Lab and a Poodle. They're both water dogs. He can swim. He's been in the water. Jacob has put him into the water several times. He just really hates it.
Maverick's pooped in the boat. Yes. On my dry suit, my wetsuit.
Maverick got really sick one day. I think, is it right after we cut his hair? So we had just given him too many treats to try to get him to sit still. And Mavie got sick and pooped on Jacob's wetsuit.
Maybe an Irish pub to take Lee where you're going to, and see if you can American version. We may do that. I myself don't drink. God, I don't remember the last time I had a drink.
Yeah, Irish pub is food.
Oh, yeah, we could do that.
I mean, they have,
It's a pub.
but I mean, it's usually like food.
We.
Well, how did I say his name wrong? What did I say?
I said his name wrong. His last name. Bowman. It's not Bowman.
I thought it was Bowman.
Bogman? Bowman? I don't remember. I'm sorry. I still love you though.
I still love you more than Jacob loves you. So
remember when the cops got called? He didn't poop.
No, he did not. He was peeing, and that old couple called the cops on him, because he was a dog doing what dogs do off in the woods, and they didn't like that we were in front of their little condo apartment thing searching for missing loved ones. So the cops came. Doug spoke with them, explained everything, what we do, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, that's so great! Thank you so much for what you guys do. That's really incredible." And they're like, "Your dog or something?" I was like, "Yes." When we nosed up to the seawall, Maverick got out. Maverick went and used the restroom on the tree over there. I can get some paper towel, I guess, like dry it up. And she was like, "Don't even worry about it." They were really great.
Terry said, "Last time you drunk." I wasn't drunk again. Oh, you know what? I may have been a little.
Garrett was
a little tipsy.
But it's also Garrett's 21st, so
I'll drink for the both of us, my guy. All right, Seawolf, you asked earlier about Sam. Don't know when, but I've always told that man, and he knows this, I don't care where we're at, if there's an airport nearby, unless we are recovering somebody, we'll go pick him up, and he's always welcome in the boat. Bachman.
Curtis and I are going to have a chat.
Who? Curtis?
I said Curtis and I are going to have a chat because he said, I forgot him. I didn't forget you. Ever.
Boffman. Huh. That was Bowman.
See, I went to school with Ballmans, and it's spelled the exact same way up in Michigan. Jacob never told me. So it's Jacob's fault, not my fault.
So again, I don't drink. I'm not saying I don't drink. I'll have a beer. I'll have a whiskey, whatever.
We've gone to a few places where you have like a cocktail with dinner.
Yeah, like a strawberry margarita at the.
Oh yeah, you do love those.
Oh, I love those.
I haven't had those in a long time.
Yeah, like if we eat a Chinese restaurant, I'll have a big one or Mexican, and then I'll be tipsy, real tipsy. But they are strong on the tequila there. But anyway, I do know that I know Lee wants to hit a bar up because he wants to. His way of saying it is, how do I put it? Oh, there's a little kitty.
Oh.
You may come in here.
Hey, baby.
He wants a proper pool game like they do in the movies. Like eating a pub.
Oh,
he's never hall. Yeah, like a pool hall. He's never been to a proper one, he says.
We can make that happen.
So
I told you I'm your girl. I got you.
Billiards, yeah.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Yeah, we need to, there's like a list of things that we have going on. We want to make sure that like this isn't just us being like, come on, Lee, we just want to have this great time and just show you everything and like
that's not going to happen.
This is us taking the opportunity when we get it to show him things that he's wanted to do or things that are like kind of cool here. But it's our way of saying thank you to him for all of the work that he's going to be putting in for us. I mean,
he's going to work his butt off.
Like, so it's not just like, let's just go have fun. We're not just going to like go off gallivanting. Like, we're going to work. And then when we get the opportunity, like we're going to stop at Buc-ee's. That's not out of the way. We're stopping at the Bass Pro. it's not out of the way. But we just want to make sure that we can show our appreciation for everything that he's going to be doing for us. With Lee being with us to dive, and then with Britton being with us to dive, and then Mike being with us to dive, it allows Jacob to remain topside and captain the boat. It allows both of us to have the opportunity to assist the diver if they need it. Both of us can be ready pretty quickly, safety diver wise. But it's also very nerve-wracking because we have done it several times. We did it just a few months ago where Jacob was diving and I was on the boat alone in the Cuyahoga River. And Jacob knows that he has, a task at hand and he's got to get it done. But he was still worried about what if something's going on up top? Cause I was tied to shore. So it wasn't in a good neighborhood. Both of the Jeeps that Jacob dove on were not there for good reasons. There's very large homeless encampment in that area. So there's just a lot of things that you need to be able to focus when you're diving on what you're doing in that moment. You need to be aware of your surroundings and all of that. But so for Jacob to have to dive and be worried about me topside alone, having divers come out with us provides us the opportunity for the safest option. I can't dive in cold water yet. I mean, I could, but I'd be cold.
She's got her dry suit. She's just not certified yet.
Yeah.
She is not going down without being certified.
I even
certified dry suit.
I even promised and signed a thing for Glenn saying I would not get in the water in my dry suit until I was certified, or getting certified. I've done all of my first portion of my class, all of the online work. I just got to go do my actual dives. I probably need to refresh myself on the online work, but I just need to redo, kind of a refresh and then go do my checkout dives. But even then, I don't know if I'll be ready to go down by myself in my dry suit. I don't know if I'm ready to go down by myself right now in my wetsuit. So.
Somebody asked a question. Never been to Buc-ee's. Is it really worth it? That I didn't say somebody. There was another question, but Seawolf said.
It's a cool thing to do, when you're on a road trip. We always go in, we always get a shirt just because it's kind of like a memento from that trip.
I will own a Buc-ee's shirt from every Buc-ee's.
But
what was that earlier with Sam? Was that a video that he put on Facebook or what?
Yeah, I get.
He said, speaking of the devil.
Yeah,
I was looking for that
video.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, go ahead. My fault.
But it said him and then Mr. B. Allen. So, and then, but yeah. So Buc-ee's it's. I could see how if you had a Buc-ee's very close to you, where the shine would kind of rub off, and you'd be like, "It's Buc-ee's." But for us, it's kind of a good place for we can get everything all in one spot. So,
is there pulled pork? Everything that it looks like. Oh, is there? Oh,
I like the brisket sandwich. I'm not supposed to eat it, but it's one of the few times that I do cheat.
That's the only reason why I go over there is for the barbecue.
I like the brisket sandwich. You and Garrett like that triple.
I don't like the triple as much because it's just too messy. It's just big.
Because it's what? Pulled pork.
And then brisket, and then the
turkey.
The turkey or the...
Is it smoked turkey or something like that?
Okay. Regardless. Now, yes, it's super expensive. It is. It's like $12 a sandwich.
Same as it is at McDonald's right now.
But again, that's the price.
I think you get more.
But I get full on one, and it's really good. Anybody who's never been to a Buc-ee's needs to once in their life. We just like it. I don't know. Brisket is the best. Yep. And they also have big cinnamon rolls. Huge cinnamon rolls.
Oh, that was one of
Dennis's favorite.
yeah, that was one of Dennis's favorites.
Jerky, whole wall of jerky.
So somebody asked about Canada, right?
Yeah.
As of right now, July 8th through August 6th. That's subject to change. We leave the end of June, right after Alexia's birthday. And then we will be on the road until September, June. So 2 whole months, and then about 2.5, 3 months we'll be on the road.
I'm not a fudge person. I really don't like fudge, so I've never had it.
We've never had it from there. We've gotten it from other places, but I'm not a big fudge person.
Jacob, you can't buy a crappy burger for $12.
You go to McDonald's and get one. They're
Well,
pretty crappy.
I'm telling you, they're well worth it, and I'm okay with spending money
For something good.
for something good. You know, I would never spend that much on just a
I like
freaking
their
sandwich,
um,
but
their
I
homemade
will for that.
chips.
The homemade chips. Yeah, I don't
But
like them.
I love them.
like chips.
I eat the whole bag.
News, good news, real good news. So she don't like talking about this, but I'm going to talk about it. I was 325 pounds 5 months ago, 6 months ago. Right?
4.
4 months
Because
ago.
you started after.
Yeah. I am now down at I'm almost at 395. You dummy. I'm down. I'm now
You
down,
went up.
I'm now down to 295. So
That's 30.
yeah.
I don't know what Eric is. He just told me, but I don't remember. Eric's down as well.
Where is your all-around favorite location? Favorite location, like to eat? Buc-ee's is like a rite of passage. If you pass one, you have to go like Bass Pro Cabela's. Oh, yeah, it is. If you pass one, you have to go in. Oh, yeah, you have to. Yeah, exactly. You just lost 32. Good job, Shay.
What I get, like, I love going to Buc-ee's, but I could see
Curtis says, I just gained the 30 pounds.
I could see how, like, if you lived where there's a Buc-ee's, because, like, your Aunt Kitty, she was like,
She lives
"We don't
5 minutes away from
She
there.
was like, we don't go to Buc-ee's.
That's dumb.
So I could see how if you lived by one, like, not going to it. It's like it's definitely a tourist attraction. I mean, I don't want to say it's a tourist attraction, but it's a tourist attraction.
So Gigi asks, what's our favorite location? Is that food or a place to go? Have you ever eaten an In-N-Out burger? That's Eric's favorite.
That is my husband's favorite. Eric knows all the secret menu, but Eric's from California, which is where In-N-Out started. So we used to go there a lot when we would go back to California to visit. We went to In-N-Out, and then we were somewhere last year, a couple of years ago. Was it Texas maybe? And I think there's an In-N-Out there now. I do have to say it's not quite as good. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's not in California, but definitely had In-N-Out several times. But that's Eric's favorite.
What was the other one? In-N-Out burger, and then there's something kind of similar to that. It's in Texas. Whataburger.
Oh, see, Whataburger's only good at 2 a.m. when you just left the club.
I like a Whataburger.
I just like that's the one time we ever got because we lived in on the Georgia-Florida border. So
Where is a Buc-ee's? Generally down south.
yeah.
They're trying to get up a little bit.
Well, Curtis said that they've got one coming to Arizona. I know that they're in like Texas. We're going to the one in Missouri.
I don't like Five Guys. I personally don't like Five Guys, and especially when I paid like $60 for two people
that was
to eat.
ridiculous. It was for me, you, Britton, and Colson. It was like almost $80. And I got like the junior burger.
Yeah, I was.
And you shared fries.
Yeah, I was mad.
Nobody got anything crazy. I mean, you guys got shakes, but still.
I don't like Five Guys. It just doesn't taste very good to me. Texas has the best Buc-ee's. Everything in Texas is the best.
I don't mind Five Guys. I just think.
What am I doing to lose weight? I'm on that Ozempic shot. It's the most unique region, how people act, tourism homes all over the area. I would say Michigan.
Michigan's beautiful.
Everybody there has been super welcoming. And it's just gorgeous up there, like all the houses and the homes and stuff.
I love, like, if you go to like the UP, because you look on like, you look out your passenger window and it's just these like huge, thick, vast forests, right? And it's just
good job, Jane.
The most beautiful thing you've ever seen. And then you look at your driver's side window and you've got a lake that looks like an ocean. And it's so crazy because you're just going down this road and you've got two different worlds on both sides. It's absolutely beautiful. And then I've been all over Michigan. I lived in Michigan, going over towards Port Huron, where my grandparents are.
If you guys haven't tried Bad Axe, Michigan, that's a freaking gorgeous place at the port. Port Huron?
Port Huron. I don't remember. I didn't go there with you.
No, you didn't. I went there by myself. No, I went and seen ex-girlfriend.
But yeah, like
their parents.
Port Huron, like Marine City, like I took Jacob there. Went to go see my grandparents. And like got to sit out on like St. Clair River, and he was amazed at how clear the water was.
It was freaking ridiculously clean. That's fun diving. So Seawolf, if you guys don't know him, you guys ought to. You ought to check his channel out. Dude don't care. I love the man. I love him. I love him. I love him. He's got a mouth on him, but I love him. He's a super caring person. Dude gave me my first dry suit, which I still have in the RV. But he doesn't care. You like him or you don't like him. That's it. And he don't care. But he does amazing doing the lobsters.
The
taxidermy. Oh my God.
It's crazy.
So
I watched him, like I was on one of his live streams one night. It was late, but I was watching him do it and it's so cool. It's so cool. Plus I just love lobster, so.
Coeur d'Alene.
Coeur d'Alene.
Iowa or Idaho.
Take you east into Montana, most beautiful country I've ever seen. And he's seen a lot.
Is that? Oh.
What?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. That car revved its engine for a second. I thought it was you.
I didn't fart.
Well, it did it like for just a second, and then once I heard it like take all the way off.
Then you guys out some lobster hot dogs. What?
I love lobster.
I don't think
that was what I loved about living in
I think I've ever had a lobster hot dog.
New York and Connecticut and all that. Like we had like lobster rolls and crab rolls and
oh, that is another thing. Speaking about hibachi, I am bringing my grill. I want to cook Lee up something special on the grill. I don't know what. We're gonna do something. We're gonna cook them.
I don't know.
Well, we can't cook them hibachi because we're gonna go to hibachi, and then he's gonna grade me on my hibachi skills, and that's just not gonna be fun.
We do the breakfast that you make with the sandwiches and all that, where you do the sausage and the bacon and the eggs and
all that. I can do that.
We could do that. Or the French toast. Your French toast is really good. Do that on the grill. We haven't done that yet. Or peanut butter and jelly French toast.
No, we haven't done that yet.
Yeah, we should.
No.
Yeah.
So have you ever dove with the sharks? If you ever do, remember they're naturally peaceful. Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch clicking on these buttons.
Yeah, I think grilled peanut butter and jelly with French toast sounds amazing.
Seawolf has invited us to dive with the great white sharks. I am sorry. I know he comes up every day. But my luck, Jaws will be pissed that day.
I think
PB and J what?
So you take French toast, make French toast, and then you put peanut butter and jelly, and then you grill it like a grilled cheese, essentially.
I make some pretty damn good French toast.
He does. He does make grilled good. Yes. I'm a diver as well.
Yeah, she's a diver. She just hasn't dove in a while. Kind of like me. Yeah, you've been on my ass about diving, and you haven't dove in a while. Why don't you just jump in the water? Yeah.
When do you want me to dive?
He don't dive anymore. He just captains the boat. Yeah, you haven't. What the heck have I been thinking? You haven't even been diving lately.
What? It's cold.
Just drive. Just jump in the water.
Okay.
Yes, I've been to Portillo's. I don't know why I had an accent whenever I said that. It's Portillo's.
Ninja, I don't know if I've ever taken Jacob to one.
Eggy bread?
But we had...
I'm going to make him some eggy bread.
Where my grandparents are at, there is a meat market called Zimmerman's.
Didn't they close down?
They unfortunately just closed this last year. They were in business for I forget how many decades. Since they were there when my grandparents lived there. But that's one of my favorite places. But I took Jacob there. We got the sausages and crackers and cheese and just went and sat by the water, and that's what you do.
Oh, earlier, y'all, yesterday, the reason why we didn't go live, there's nothing happened. We kind of ran out of time. We were up there in Chicago, and we drove there the night before, and then we had the luncheon with the family. Then we went to the site, and then we came home, and we were stuck in traffic, so I decided.
Yeah, we didn't leave there till 4 o'clock. No, it was later than that. But it was we were gonna have to pull over in Chicago traffic. We left the family, no, we left the luncheon at 4. I don't remember. But then I had some things that I had to get home for. Some personal things that I had to be here. And then, but we were going through that kind of Chicago traffic. We were getting all of the push out from the city, and to try to pull over in that.
Yeah,
we weren't able to.
So that's why we extended it. Hello, Deb Watson. I think I'd already said hi. Show some designs. The design contest, there really wasn't a contest. It was 2 people. Was there?
We have a lot of designs, but from the same, I think 4 people. So that actually ends today. So Eric is on his way home. So at some point in time, Jacob and Eric and I will kind of look at all of them and see what will work best. And
I put the ick in Ozipic. Curtis, I've missed you.
But yeah, so we got to go through all of those and pick them all out.
Guys, I appreciate all your support. I know that we're doing these live streams. You guys are coming in. You guys don't have to do this. but you guys, want to hang out and talk and spend an hour and 20 minutes with us. I said that without even looking at the clock, so that's pretty awesome. It's just amazing that the support that we get from you guys. So ways you can help is chaosdivers.com. You'll see, if you guys see like the donation, it says $5. You can buy like multiple $5 and it doesn't charge you multiple times, right?
What?
Like remember yesterday when they said we had to work on our.
Yeah, you just add it and then it puts it in your cart.
Yeah. So if you do, like, let's just say you wanted to donate $25. So you just put the 5 in there, and then it's not like $5 purchases. So
no, it's just like if you were to put anything else in your cart, like if you were to put like 10 t-shirts, it would add them all up into one total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next live will be with you. How mad is that? I don't think it's pretty mad. I love the way that Lee, there was something he said today, and I'm like, what did you just say? Madder than, no, cleaner than, what did you say earlier? And I was like, what did you just say? So yeah, you're actually going to be hosting our live stream next. We're family. This is how we know what's going on and help make things happen. Yeah, we are. Definitely. I love each and every one of you. And I really do mean that, because, hey, Shelly's on here. She said, sorry, I'm late. You're pretty late. You'll be starting Manjaro soon. Awesome. If you guys haven't checked out the Aqua Adventurer, Lee Goodwin, check him out. We're going to try to get him up on the subscribers and stuff.
I wish you could actually click on those things.
Click on what thing? Like this?
Yeah.
Why? You can click on these on the channel. Like,
no, you can't.
You can't click on that.
Yeah, I'm saying I wish that you had that option. Like, because when people put stuff up there, to just be able to click on it.
That's probably maybe
so that way, like afterwards, like if you're watching the video after, you don't have to like watch the live chat. You know what I mean?
All right. Good night, Alan, man. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Definitely family. So any other questions, guys? We're getting ready to get off of here. So how's Mac doing? Mac? You mean Mav?
Oh, he's a PETA, but he's good. He just went to the groomer. What about 3 weeks ago?
See ya, Bachman.
When am I going to go to the groomer? So
about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Somebody said I love Mac. I like mac and cheese.
Yeah, he went to the groomer, so he's still got a good clean cut on him.
I promise you guys that we are going to go in there. We're going to do our absolute best and search every bit of bodies of water that we can find. May it be ponds, may it be rivers. We're going to do the best we can do. All this other stuff we were talking about on Lee, that's going to be at nighttime or when we're traveling. And I do know that I promised one day that we would need a break, and I want to treat Aqua Adventure to doing something. So,
yeah. Well, and yeah.
Oh, we definitely have that. Definitely have that Philip Cheel.
What? He didn't ask if you had one. He's asking Lee if he's going to use yours.
Well, he can if he wants.
That's what he was asking Lee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to, that we can go to a creek and do that. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, if you want.
Somebody asked you a question.
I still don't see it.
What got you
Hey,
interested
Jody.
in what you do? It's right there at the top of the screen.
Still don't see it.
Right, stop.
Okay. You know, I've always been when I started scuba diving, I always thought it was a beautiful thing. But then when I first helped the first family, and that's when we got started. It's just I always had a passion for water and decided to become a scuba diver. And then I seen all the trash in the water, and I'm like, okay, we'll clean it up. And then I was able to help recover somebody, and after that, it was end of the ball game. YouTube channel changed directions. Families are being helped, making a difference in people's lives, and it's amazing. So yeah.
So we can dive. Jacob and Eric. Hi, Jody. You and Eric can both dive 130, right?
Yeah, 130. Yeah, 130. No, I don't think he has his deep yet, but he can.
I can dive 65. Now you do get into tech diving, which allows you to dive much deeper than that. If we found something, then we would like a specialty dive team would have to be called in for that kind of thing.
And honestly, and he's told me this several times, Dive Talk would be our first call on anything over 150 feet. Like, they're amazing with their tech diving, and they know how to do that stuff. So,
but yeah, so
Woody and Gus are amazing.
I could have swore Eric had it. Maybe not.
I don't think
Did he
so.
do his full face?
Yeah. He may have done his full face and deep at the same time.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. No, because I said I wanted to go with him when he did his deep.
Yeah.
I
don't remember. I don't think he. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe it was just you. For some reason, I thought it was.
All right, guys.
Both of you.
If you guys haven't checked out the merch, please check it out. It's a way of helping. Again, we're going to be decent on our trip. I've got the RV all lined out except for the rear end fluid. I got to put some in, and the brake fluid. I got to do that. Other than that, that's what we got. We're gonna be with Lee, and yeah. What else you got?
Crazy to think that it's next week.
Wednesday.
Like, I keep thinking like we have another week. Like, Easter's tomorrow at my house.
Yep.
I realized that this morning and finally put it in a Walmart order.
If you guys haven't checked out the Instagram,
I'm so far behind.
Snapchat, all that stuff, check it out, please.
I'm so far behind on everything. Like, I still think that we have like another week or so. I keep thinking like, oh, next weekend is Easter, and we leave after that.
So she's talking about, and I'm gonna have to brag on this. Our sweatshirts are super soft. I don't know what brand they are, but they are super soft. I sent you an email about the doors for the RV. Will they fit? The door's kind of screwed up, but I kind of fixed it now, didn't I? A little bit.
I'll have to, let me look for that. And because I remember seeing it. And I remember being like, oh, I got to show this to Jacob. I don't think I did. I think something went on.
Mr. Answer coming to Canada. Super quick.
We're coming to Canada. As of right now, it's scheduled for July.
Okay. July. We just don't know exactly when.
We're still kind of playing around with the schedule. with Eric because he's going to be coming with us on a portion of that trip prior to going into Canada. So his schedule, we're pretty sure is set right now, but that could change. So we got to work it all out because we want Eric to be able to be with us when we're up in New York. He is going to be there.
If one of the doors will fit, I'll buy it for you. Well, that's really nice, Ninja. Thank you on that.
I'll have to go through and check.
Somebody sent me a GoFundMe.
I remember seeing it. The email. I forgot what we were talking about. Somebody had asked a question that I saw.
Trudy, if you're in here, thank you so much for that donation. I appreciate that.
So we pick Lee up on Wednesday. Our live stream is on Thursday. We probably won't live stream our initial meetup with Lee.
Will be the next day, won't it?
Well, yeah, but I mean, for a few different reasons. One, that's something that's going to be private between us and Lee. And then two, we really need to pick Lee up and throw him in the RV and all of his things in the RV and get on the road. So
we're going to throw him in the cargo hold.
Yeah. Wherever we make space. But there's some things that, not that we want to keep anything from you guys, but there's some things that we need to experience. And then, but we will be live the following day, Thursday. We'll be in Oklahoma. Depending on what time we get to Call Lake, we do want to hopefully get on the water that day. So I'm not sure what time the live stream will be. I don't know if it's going to be, our normal 6 o'clock time, if we're off the water. I don't know if we're going to do it on the water. I don't know if we push it back. I don't know.
We're going to have that live stream thing out there, right? We just check to see what our live, because we're going to go live regardless out on the water too.
If it's our normal 6 o'clock time and we're getting ready to get off the water, then we'll postpone until 7, so we can finish or whatever. But if we don't get there till late and we want to spend more time on the water, then we'll do it on the water around our scene. So next week Thursday, just watch for the update.
To answer your question real quick, Jody, the atmospheric pressure on your body from top is 14 point, I want to say 2 or 5, maybe 7. I don't remember. I know it's 14 pounds. That's just the atmospheric pressure and gravity that's on your body right now that's pushing on you. When you go in depths to 30 feet, you double that. So you have 28 or 29 point whatever with the decimals on there. When you go to 60, I think is the next. I think 60. I think it's every 30 feet. You double that atmospheric pressure. When you go to 100 feet, it just doubles that, triples it, quadruples it. I think it's quadruples. So every atmospheric pressure, that poundage will compress. If that answered your question without getting into the science of diving.
Ninja, it won't let me open the link that you sent anymore. I found the email, but it won't let me open the link.
Ninja, the Aqua Adventurer said, guys, don't throw me in the hold. I'll be already cold from hanging on the landing gear for 7 hours.
Yeah, we don't know what kind of flight we got them.
We don't. It was cheap.
But you know what, though? I don't feel so bad because those people this weekend or yesterday, she got his for really cheap as well. So
he did.
I feel like
it'll be all right.
Yeah,
you'll be all right.
I feel like you might not be with the chickens. You might be with livestock of some sort, but it won't be with the chickens.
All right, guys, we're gonna get off of here. It's been an hour and 30 minutes. So love each and every one of you. Keep diving. It's not worth it to stop. Appreciate each and every one of you. You guys haven't checked out Chaos Towers, check it out.
Love you, bye.
See you guys.